Hi, I'm Kaylee, and as you can see, the empty bookshelf is no longer empty. I did a video about this shelf a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't even that long ago. It was like, 3 weeks? Because this is the shelf where I keep all the review copies that I receive from publishers, so I can keep them separate from the rest of my books and keep track of which ones I got from which publishers or which authors. And after years and years of this bookshelf being chock full of review copies and ARCs, I had finally finished reading and reviewing all of them, and the shelf was empty, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful sense of accomplishment. And then that beautiful dream was over, and now it's full again of review copies. So today we have a book haul of review copies that I've received from publishers literally just in the last 3 weeks. It did not take long for it to fill up again. Now did it? And whose fault is that? It's my fault. I see some shiny, beautiful new book online and I think, ooh, I want that. And I type out an email, please publisher, send me a copy. And of course they are delighted to do so. Before we dive in to what I've received from publishers, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and like this video and click on the little bell so you don't miss any future content. And follow me over on Goodreads and Storygraph and all the places. So the first one you're probably wondering about is this big, huge stack, and you're thinking, wait, that's the same book twice, and that's because it is. Apparently, when I requested these from the publisher, there was some kind of mix-up at their warehouse, and they sent it to me twice. So this is the Witchlings Series by Claribel A. Ortega. I've already read the first book in the Witchling series, and I asked them if they would send me books 2, 3, and 4, and they did, and then a couple days later, I received it again in the mail. So somewhere the wires got crossed and they sent it to me twice. So sorry, I don't know what happened. So I really don't know what to do in this situation because I have extras. I'll probably just email them and be like, do you want these back? I mean, what do I do with them? So we'll see what they say. I absolutely loved the first book of the Witchling series, which was so imaginative, so fun. So the second book is the Golden Frog Games, and I am just looking forward to a lot more wild magic and adventure and friendship, and I love that power of friendship kind of story. And then book 3 is House of Elephants. I love these covers. Don't they look cool? And then the fourth book, which just released this year, is Scepter of Memories. So for books 3 and 4, I don't want to look at the synopsis of the story for fear that it will be spoilers. And even with book 2, I've been kind of thinking maybe I'll go back and reread the first book, reread Witchlings, and then I'll have that whole world just kind of in my head and be reminded of all the little characters, the secondary characters, the main characters I remember, the people on the cover, I know who they are. But it would be good to just kind of get more immersed into it because it's been a few years since I first read the first book. So I might go back and do a reread and then dive in to the rest of them. The Witchling series is from Scholastic Press. Then I have 3 books from Judith Eagle. So I've already read The Pear Affair from Judith Eagle and absolutely loved it. So I was looking around at other books that Walker Books has available, and I saw, oh my goodness, how did I never realize that Judith Eagle has a bunch of these books? And so I got in contact with Candlewick Press, which Walker Books is an imprint of Candlewick. And I begged them, please, can you send me some other books by Judith Eagle? Please, please, pretty please. And they were like, why, of course, we are happy to oblige. So we have The Stolen Songbird. I love all these covers. That is what first brought me in to Judith Eagle books, was the covers, because it's definitely a cover buy in the beginning. But then The Pear Affair was full of so much mystery and the power of friendship, which I love. And just so much fun adventure. So I think I've just completely fallen in love with Judith Eagle. So I have very high expectations for these. So this one is an ARC. So it is an advanced reader copy, and it says some interior images are not final. Yeah, so there's actually a page that says illustration to come. So you don't get the full thing sometimes with an ARC. You kind of never know what you're getting. But the other two are not arcs. These have already been published. So we have The Accidental Stowaway, which just looks like so much fun. So she stows away on the RMS Glorious steamship. So it's kind of like a Titanic style kind of story, but it's not actually the Titanic, it's a different ship. And then we have The Secret Starling. Apparently this is about these kids that find a single tattered ballet slipper in the old manor hall, and it just, they have to figure out the mystery of this ballet slipper. So many thanks to Walker Books and Candlewick for sending me all these delightful Judith Eagle books. Then we have The Lost Library by Rebecca Stead. This one is from Fuel and Friends. So this says that a mysterious little free library appears overnight, and 11-year-old Evan and his friend quickly discover a link between one of the old books and a long ago event that none of the grown-ups in the town want to talk about. Ooh, so a mysterious town secret. What kind of drew my attention was the description of this one on the website for the publisher. It says that it's told from like 3 different perspectives, and one of the perspectives is a cat. So I was like, oh man, I have to read the story where one of the perspectives is a cat. This just sounds like so much fun. Then we have Lizard Boy 2. I've already read Lizard Boy 1. So when Walker Books came out with the sequel, I was just like, I need to have this in my life. What's really funny is I am not at all the target audience for this book. Like, middle grade boys are the target audience for this book. But the author just does such a great job of bringing in universal themes. And one of the themes with Lizard Boy is that he doesn't really fit in. He's in this different culture. It's not the lizard culture that he's used to. It's a different language, and he's kind of trying to navigate through culture shock. And I was pretty much in constant culture shock as a kid, so I really, really related to that aspect of the story. So the second book is The Most Perfect Summer Ever. So in the first book, Lizard Boy makes some friends, and now more fun lizard shenanigans with his friends. I love how colorful this artwork is and everything. I am really, really looking forward to more adventures with Lizard Boy. And you see on the other side, there's his human skin. He has a skin that he puts on so that he can interact in the human world. Really fun. Then I have a stack of picture books and children's books that I got from Publisher Spotlight. So the first one here is The Fire-Breathing Duckling. So this is like the Ugly Duckling, except he's a dragon trying to hang out with the ducklings. So this looks so completely adorable. And we have Our Incredible Imagination and Our Marvelous Memory. I got these to share with my nieces because I thought this would be really fun to read together. And the last one from Publisher Spotlight is This Book is Too Quiet. You Add the Noise. So I know my nieces are super gonna love this one. For the June Journeys with Inklings readathon, I read a book by Louis Markos, On the Shoulders of Hobbits, and I loved it so much that I started looking into more books by that author, and I asked the InterVarsity Press if they would send me books by this author, and they sent me a whole bunch. So we have From Plato to Christ, How Platonic Thought Shaped the Christian Faith. Very interesting. And we have From Achilles to Christ, Why Christians Should Read the Pagan Classics. From Aristotle to Christ, How Aristotelian Thought Clarified the Christian Faith. And then finally, Passing the Torch, An Apology for Classical Christian Education. Now, because all of these have pretty similar topics, I'm assuming there might be some overlap in some of the information and some of the topics that are covered, but I'm hoping that there's enough specific information in each one that each of these will, have new information and everything. And of course, I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, and so anything having to do with education is just highly interesting. And those are the books that have been sent to me from publishers in exchange for a free and honest review. So I am really, really going to keep myself on track with my reading for the rest of the year. And hopefully all of these will get read by like December. I do not want to get behind with my reading of review copies like I have the last couple of years to where this bookshelf is just completely overflowing. I'm happy to have a few stacks here and there from different publishers, but I don't want them like overflowing onto the floor like they used to be. Please leave me a comment and let me know which of these do you think that I should read first? Which one would you be most excited to hear about first of all? I'm gonna let you guys choose my TBR here. Which one should we dive into first? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.